Did you know that one of America's biggest pop superstars secretly converted to Islam and completely transformed her life, trading her revealing costumes for hijabs and her provocative dance moves for prayer? You'll never believe how Janet Jackson, the woman who scandalized America with her wardrobe malfunction, became one of the most prominent Muslim celebrities in the world, studying Islamic texts with the same intensity she once rehearsed her choreography. This isn't just about a celebrity finding love with a billionaire. This is about a global icon who chose spiritual authenticity over commercial success, even when it meant risking her entire career. But what really happened behind the scenes will change everything you thought you knew about fame, faith, and the courage to completely reinvent yourself. Janet Jackson seemed to have everything. Multiple Grammy Awards, record-breaking albums, sold-out world tours, and a place in pop culture history alongside her legendary brother Michael. As the youngest member of the Jackson family dynasty, she had built an empire based on provocative performances, innovative music videos, and a carefully crafted image of female empowerment through sensuality. But by 2010, Janet was facing a crossroads. The music industry had changed. Younger artists were dominating the charts, and the woman who had once been considered cutting edge was now seen by some as yesterday's news. At 44, she was searching for something deeper than chart positions and concert revenues. Little did she know that a chance meeting at a high-end hotel was about to completely transform her understanding of life, love, and spiritual truth. Enter Wissam Al-Mana, a 35-year-old Qatari billionaire who controlled a luxury retail empire across the Middle East. When he met Janet Jackson in 2010, he wasn't just another wealthy admirer. He was a devout Muslim whose faith guided every aspect of his business and personal life. Their initial attraction transcended wealth and fame. It was a connection between two people seeking authentic meaning in a world of superficial success. Al-Mana introduced Janet to a world she had never experienced: Middle Eastern culture, Islamic values, and a way of life that prioritized spiritual growth over material achievement. For the first time in decades, Janet found herself in conversations about purpose, faith, and the deeper meaning of existence. But she had no idea how profoundly these discussions would change her entire worldview. As their relationship deepened, Janet Jackson began secretly studying Islam with an intensity that shocked even those closest to her. The same perfectionism that had made her a global superstar was now focused on understanding Islamic theology, Arabic language, and the teachings of the Quran. She read extensively, consulted with Islamic scholars, and immersed herself in a faith that challenged everything she had believed about spirituality. This wasn't casual curiosity. It was the comprehensive education of a woman determined to understand a completely different approach to life. Janet studied Islamic history, learned about the Prophet Muhammad, and discovered teachings about modesty, charity, and spiritual submission that resonated deeply with her soul. But her family and fans had no idea what was happening behind the scenes. While the world continued to see Janet Jackson as the provocative pop star who had scandalized America, she was undergoing a complete spiritual transformation in private. The woman, famous for her revealing outfits, began experimenting with modest clothing. The artist, known for sexually charged performances, started questioning whether her career was compatible with Islamic values. Janet's study of Islam wasn't just intellectual, it was deeply personal. She found in Islamic teachings answers to questions about purpose, morality, and spiritual fulfillment that her previous lifestyle had never addressed. The religion's emphasis on humility, charity, and devotion to Allah spoke to a part of her soul that fame and fortune had never touched. But her most dramatic decision was still ahead. In a move that stunned the entertainment world, Janet Jackson quietly married Wissam Al-Mana in a private Islamic ceremony. The wedding wasn't the celebrity spectacle everyone expected. It was an intimate religious commitment that reflected Janet's growing Islamic faith. Instead of a magazine cover story, the couple made charitable donations to children's organizations as their wedding gifts to each other. The marriage represented more than a union between two people. It was Janet's public declaration that she was choosing a completely different path in life. She was trading the spotlight for spiritual authenticity, celebrity culture for Islamic values, and commercial success for personal fulfillment. But the world was about to discover just how dramatically she had changed. By 2015, sources confirmed what many had suspected. Janet Jackson had converted to Islam. She feels at home in her new religion and has told the members of her family, who completely respect her choice, a source told The Sun. She has spent a great deal of time studying the religion and its followers. This wasn't a publicity stunt or a temporary phase. It was a complete spiritual transformation that would redefine everything about her public persona. The conversion meant adopting Islamic practices that were radically different from her previous lifestyle. Janet began praying 5 times a day, observing Ramadan fasting, and studying Arabic to better understand the Quran. The woman who had built her career on pushing boundaries was now finding freedom in spiritual discipline and religious structure. But the most visible changes were still to come. The transformation of Janet Jackson's appearance became one of the most dramatic celebrity makeovers in entertainment history. Singer Janet Jackson has become a Muslim following her marriage to Wissam Al-Mana in 2012 and has toned down her raunchy costumes and dance moves following conversion. The woman who had once worn barely there outfits on stage was now embracing Islamic principles of modest dress. Paparazzi photos began showing Janet in long sleeves, loose-fitting clothing, and eventually hijabs. Each public appearance revealed a woman more committed to Islamic values than commercial appeal. Her wardrobe transformation wasn't just about clothing. It was a visible declaration that she valued spiritual authenticity over sex appeal. The pop world watched in amazement as one of its most provocative stars chose modesty over marketing. Though she reverted to Islam years ago after marrying Al-Mana, this is the first time for the singer to appear in Islamic hijab. When paparazzi captured Janet Jackson wearing a full hijab while pregnant in London, the photos went viral around the world. The image of America's former pop rebel embracing Islamic modesty created a media sensation that transcended entertainment news. One significant aspect of Janet Jackson's journey was her decision to wear the hijab, the traditional headscarf worn by Muslim women. This public statement of her faith was met with admiration and support from the Muslim community and the public at large. The hijab represented the completion of her transformation from pop princess to practicing Muslim woman, willing to face public scrutiny for her spiritual convictions. Janet's conversion to Islam meant making difficult decisions about her entertainment career. Songs with sexually explicit lyrics, provocative music videos, and revealing concert outfits were no longer compatible with her Islamic values. She had to choose between maintaining her commercial success and living authentically according to her faith. The decision became clear during her Unbreakable tour, when Janet made subtle but significant changes to her performances. Dance moves became less provocative, costumes became more modest, and some songs were modified to align with Islamic principles. She was literally rebuilding her artistic identity around her spiritual convictions, even when it meant disappointing fans who expected the old Janet Jackson. At age 50, Janet Jackson gave birth to her son, Isa, embracing motherhood through the lens of her Islamic faith. The experience deepened her commitment to Islamic values and gave her a new understanding of purpose beyond entertainment. The very pregnant 50-year-old says she and her Muslim husband thank God for our blessing. Motherhood in an Islamic context brought Janet joy and meaning that fame had never provided. She spoke about wanting to raise her son with Islamic values, teaching him Arabic, and providing him with the spiritual foundation that had transformed her own life. The woman who had once lived for applause was now finding fulfillment in the quiet moments of prayer and family life. Just months after giving birth, Janet Jackson and Wissam Al-Mana announced their divorce, ending their 5-year marriage. The breakup created speculation about whether Janet would abandon Islam now that her marriage was over. Critics suggested that her conversion had been merely for love rather than genuine spiritual conviction. But Janet's response to the divorce revealed the depth of her Islamic commitment. A source told The Sun newspaper, She feels like she has found a home with her new religion and has told members of her family, who completely respect her choice. Instead of abandoning her faith, she used Islamic teachings about resilience and divine wisdom to navigate her personal crisis. Her Islam wasn't dependent on her marriage, it had become central to her identity. Following her divorce, Janet Jackson faced the challenge of being a single Muslim mother in the entertainment industry. She had to balance her Islamic values with the demands of co-parenting, career decisions, and public scrutiny. This period tested her faith in ways she had never experienced before. Janet's commitment to Islamic principles helped her handle the divorce with dignity and grace. She focused on raising her son according to Islamic teachings while maintaining the modest lifestyle she had adopted. Her post-divorce behavior demonstrated that her conversion was genuine. She continued practicing Islam even when it was no longer convenient or romantically motivated. As Janet Jackson attempted to rebuild her career as a practicing Muslim, she faced unique challenges about integrating her faith with her artistry. How could a devout Muslim woman continue performing in an industry built on sexuality and materialism? Her solution was revolutionary. She began using her platform to promote Islamic values subtly. Concert performances included moments of spiritual reflection. Interviews incorporated discussions about faith and family values, and her social media presence became more focused on positive messaging than self-promotion. Janet was proving that being Muslim and being an entertainer weren't mutually exclusive. They just required a different approach to artistic expression. Janet Jackson's conversion to Islam had implications far beyond her personal spiritual journey. As one of the most famous Muslim women in the world, she became a bridge between Western entertainment culture and Islamic faith. Young Muslim women saw in Janet proof that they could maintain their religious values while pursuing their dreams. Her influence extended throughout the Muslim world, where her story inspired countless women who were navigating similar challenges between tradition and modernity. Janet's journey from pop provocateur to modest Muslim mother provided a powerful example of spiritual transformation that transcended cultural boundaries. She had become more than an entertainer. She had become a symbol of authentic faith in a celebrity-obsessed world. Today, Janet Jackson stands as one of the most remarkable examples of celebrity spiritual transformation in modern history. Her journey from the wardrobe malfunction scandal to wearing hijabs represents one of the most dramatic personal reinventions ever witnessed in popular culture. Her story challenges assumptions about fame, faith, and authentic living. Janet proved that true fulfillment doesn't come from chart positions or concert revenues. It comes from spiritual authenticity and living according to your deepest convictions. Her willingness to risk her career for her faith demonstrated a courage that transcended entertainment. Janet Jackson's conversion to Islam wasn't just about changing religions. It was about discovering who she really was beneath the celebrity persona. The pop princess who had spent decades performing for others finally found peace by performing her prayers for Allah. Her transformation from revealing outfits to hijabs, from provocative performances to modest motherhood, and from commercial success to spiritual authenticity proves that it's never too late to completely reinvent your life according to your truest values. Janet Jackson's secret conversion became public inspiration, showing millions of people that the greatest performances happen not on stage, but in the quiet moments when we choose faith over fame, authenticity over approval, and spiritual truth over commercial success. Sometimes the most revolutionary act isn't breaking the rules. It's finding the courage to follow them, even when the whole world expects you to rebel.